these rattlesnakes that I just got are so unique and so hard to get that I couldn't pass up the offer. I'll give you a little hint what they are. This is one of the rattlesnakes that I just got. Look at that, look at that. All right, that's enough. We're gonna get to them in a second. Look at her. She is such a beast of a lizard, I gotta tell you. I don't consider crocodilians lizards, true lizards, but when it comes to true lizards, monitor lizards are my favorite group of lizards. I love them. They're the most intelligent group out there, extremely smart. They can figure out problems. I'm super excited about this species simply because it's so hard to get this species. It's protected in its native range. They only come from a few different spots in Arizona. And because of this, and because of those ranges being protected, it's very difficult to get these animals. Come here, little babies. Oh, you're getting so big. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to my wildlife. I'm hanging out here in the snake house with these beautiful female green anacondas. They're getting really big, pooping and shedding like crazy. So they're growing like weeds, doing really good. Look at them. Beautiful green anacondas. And if you look right there, Jade's walking around. What are you doing, Jade? What are you doing, Jade? She's my big, beautiful girl, my big, beautiful black throat monitor. I've had since I was 13 years old, so she means a lot to me. I love her so much. Right, Jade? Right? The rattlesnake doesn't like you, so let's leave the rattlesnake alone, okay? Huh? Why don't you go over there and go play? Alright, cool. So I want to clean out this tub because obviously these anacondas have been going to the bathroom inside their tub. It's nasty. Let's get some new leaves in here. Let's get some fresh water in here and get these green anacondas some beautiful, clean water to swim through and hydrate. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, I got some fresh water for my green anacondas. I just gotta move them to the side so we don't hurt them. I can't get over how big these guys are getting. This is awesome. I'm so stoked that they're consistently eating. Such beautiful snake species. Let's put them right into the water. There you go. Isn't that cool, Jade? Jade's like, wow, you got me more snakes to eat. No, Jade, not for you, right? No snakes for you. Leave the rattlesnake alone. He doesn't like you. Alright, so let's get the glass back on the anaconda cage. Let's get some cleaning, and I have some new rattlesnakes to show you guys. I know I said I wouldn't buy any more animals, but man, I couldn't pass up this offer. These rattlesnakes that I just got are so unique and so hard to get that I couldn't pass up the offer. I'll give you a little hint what they are. This is one of the rattlesnakes that I just got. Look at that, look at that. All right, that's enough. We're gonna get to them in a second. Try to guess what species. All right, so let me lock up this enclosure. Nice and secure. And speaking of rattlesnakes, Senor Pepe, my Mexican West Coast rattlesnake, has a little bit of poop. We're going to take him out, clean his enclosure, and then I'm going to show you guys these new rattlesnakes. Look how beautiful that rattlesnake is. Look at that. No, don't look. Hey, are you not listening? Come on, pay attention later. You're so eager. Let me grab you by your ear. Come here, come here. We're going to get this can. We're going to clean this enclosure. You're going to pay attention, right? Okay. Give it, Jade. Give me the hook. I need it. Give me the hook. Thank you. You know I can help? I can help? You like this. Alright guys, let's clean Mr. or Senor Pepe, my Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. A behemoth of a Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. Probably one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen in my life. And most likely the largest one I've handled. But the largest one I've seen in my life was in Arizona, where they had a 6-footer that was probably that fat around, a huge Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. This snake has that potential, but we're gonna keep his diet a little more lean to keep that natural look, because I don't want for any of my animals to be a little too tubby, because it's actually unhealthy for reptiles to get a little too thick. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Pepe, the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake, a beautiful member of the Viperidae family, and a formidable hunter when it comes to the world of rattlesnakes. This species can easily overpower and engulf rabbits. So this is an awesome species of rattler, getting upwards to 6 feet long, and super impressive coloration. Neon yellows and whites going over that body with almost keeled scales. So in that rocky Mexican environment. Alright, we're going to put them right inside the can. Nice and easy. Beast of a rattlesnake. We're going to close it. Coming up. Signor Pepe, a very spicy individual. I love him so much. I have a little bit of a spicy meatball right in here that I need to clean out. And I don't want to use my hands because obviously a rattlesnake that big is going to drop some really big fangs and his spicy meatballs. Like I said in the past, these snakes eat their fangs when they shed them, and they poop them out. So it's kind of risky just to reach in there and grab a spicy meatball from a viper. You might get a fang stuck in your hand, and not just could it have potentially some substance from the venom, but also the fecal matter is getting stabbed into your hand, so that's not fun. Oh, speaking of fecal matter, you gotta be kidding. Jade, was this you? Was this you? Did you do this? Jade, was this you? Oh, it's going through the paper towel. What did you eat? Soup? Alright guys, we got some paper towel. I'm just going to reach in and grab that poop out of there. It seems to only be one little spot of poop. I'm just going to throw that away and send this sample bag to a lab so we can study all this poop. Cool, so slide the glass to this side so it's easy to close and lock. Now we're good to go. We can put Mr. Signor Pepe back inside his enclosure. You hear him? Shh. He's a little upset. There he is. Such a good looking animal. Beast of a rattlesnake. I'm gonna go real slow with the hook. Look at that. Such a beast of a rattlesnake. Put him right back inside his enclosure so he can go back to relaxing. Awesome. Perfecto, perfecto. Now we just gotta lock it. And now we can show you guys the new rattlesnake. So we have 3 new rattlesnakes, and they came from a good friend, Joe. I'm not going to give his full name because I'm not sure if he wants to get a shout out, but he's a wildlife biologist. He's a oh wait, I'm basically giving away who he is. He's a badass guy. He's had these animals captive bred, and this is actually one of the rattlesnakes that I got from him yesterday. This is a beautiful Arizona black rattlesnake. Gorgeous individual. They get a bit bigger than this, and they basically only come from Arizona. Awesome species of pit viper that come in. Oh, this is the wrong wall. Alright guys, we're going to show you this beautiful Arizona black rattlesnake. Just going to get out my hook. We're going to open it up. What's up, dude? Look how beautiful this snake is. Look how dark it is with the beautiful gold coloration coming down those diamonds. Let me see if I can just gently get him out. The snake is new, so we want to go nice and slow. There we go. We're going to put him right on the can over here. So check this out. If you look to his side, he almost has like a purple coloration. This snake is insane. Look at that. Beautiful Arizona black. And depending on what range they come from, these snakes will be almost completely black with no diamonds at all. So this is an incredible snake species. Doesn't get huge like an eastern diamondback or a western diamondback, but this species is gorgeous. So they have amazing coloration. Crotalis cerberus coming in nearly completely black coloration, which is really good for thermoregulating out in the wild. So if it's very cool outside, these animals can come out of the cracks of the rocks, come out into the sun, and quickly absorb the heat they need to create energy, because they are reptiles, and that's what they rely on, the sun's heat for energy. Another really cool thing about this species is since it's from Arizona, very cool climate, these snakes will actually hibernate with each other, colonial hibernation. So there'll be a whole colony of rattlesnakes hibernating together in a big group just to keep warm. Once they come out of the winter, and it's springtime, then they start to begin to mate, and they come out of their crevices, and they meet each other, they put out the pheromones, and they all fall in love and create more little Arizona black rattlesnakes. And what's really cool is hopefully, if it doesn't get too crazy with Corona, I'll be going back to Arizona in August for the monsoon season to hang out with my friend Trent and go look for rattlesnakes. Specifically, Arizona black rattlesnakes, tiger rattlesnakes, speckled rattlesnakes, all different types of species of rattlesnake found in Arizona. Arizona is the best place in the U.S. to go find rattlesnake species. So many different species to find. Look at that. Beautiful Arizona black rattlesnake. Gorgeous pigment going all the way down its body. Comment below, what do you guys think we should name this beautiful snake? I'm almost thinking about naming it Joe after the guy who I got this snake off of. But we'll see. Comment below, what do you guys think we should name this snake? We're going to let him go right back into his enclosure. He has this beautiful dry setup. He's obviously from Arizona. They have that very dry, rocky terrain. So aspen is the way to go. And then we got this wood in the background to act as, you know, driftwood out in the desert that they would hide in the brush. And eventually I'll get a hide for him. And eventually a girlfriend. So we're gonna lock this up and we're gonna go check out the other rattlesnakes I've got. 2 more rattlesnakes, the same species and they're siblings. So, woo, let's go see them. Pay attention! I'm kidding, I'm sorry. I love you, hey, I just show love with the smacking. It's just the way I show that I care about you. Do you understand? Yeah? Okay. Pay attention! I got you! Alright, and before we go see these rattlesnakes, I guess we gotta get Jade out of here. Jade, what are you doing? Jade has her big outdoor enclosure, so she doesn't need to hide inside the snake house behind everything. You see that? I caught it. Alright, you always have to play the didgeridoo when you catch her from almost falling. That's a tradition in Australia. As any Australian person. They'll deny it, but don't believe them. Oh, look at you, you're getting so big. Oh my goodness, her tail's wrapped around my face. Look at her. She is such a beast of a lizard, I gotta tell you. I don't consider crocodilians lizards, true lizards, but when it comes to true lizards, monitor lizards are my favorite group of lizards. I love them. They're the most intelligent group out there, extremely smart. They can figure out problems, and they grow to incredible lengths. Formidable predators too. They're basically modern day velociraptors. And I can feel her claws too, which makes me feel even more like a raptor. What are you doing, Jade? You enjoying yourself? I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart. So sweet, just like Ziggy, right, Ziggy? What's up, Ziggy? What are you doing, Ziggy? I haven't taken Ziggy out this morning. How you doing, Ziggy? Oh, look at Ziggy. Big old Ziggy. Ziggy's getting so big. Look at him, right on my arm. Tail and all, he's looking like a beast. Big Ziggy and Big J, look at that. Oh, my babies are getting huge. I love them so much. Look at him, you can pet his teeth. Oh, Jake, don't strangle me while I pet Ziggy's teeth. Not safe, not safe. Right, Ziggy, go back. Oh, okay. I give you a 9, that was a great dive. Let's go put Jade away. Jade, you kill me, stop. I don't want to hear Steven. I don't care, Steven. We'll hang out later, don't judge. Yeah, and if we hung out earlier, this wouldn't have happened. I know, I don't care. I've known her longer. Don't be jealous. Thanks for the strangling. Oh, great. Alright, I'll see you later. Be good. Alright, beautiful people. It is time to show you the beautiful rattlesnakes that I just got. I'm super excited about this species simply because it's so hard to get this species. It's protected in its native range. They only come from a few different spots in Arizona. And because of this, and because of those ranges being protected, it's very difficult to get these animals. But the parents of these animals are long-time captives owned by wildlife biologists, so these guys are good to go. Look at this. This already went to the bathroom too. Good news. Look at this beautiful white speckled rattlesnake. And if you guys remember my first trip to Arizona, I actually found a speckled rattlesnake, but it looked nothing like this. The morphology of the body shape was just like the rattlesnake I caught on the last trip to Arizona, but the coloration is completely different. Because if you guys remember, I talked about how many colors they come in. They come in nearly dark blues, they come in reds, they come in combo colors with granite colors, they come in these beautiful whites. This, for me, is my favorite, the beautiful whites. And then after that, the red speckled rattlesnakes and the bluish hue ones that have blue eyes. Speckled rattlesnakes come in such a variety, so it makes it so cool to have them because you can get so many different colors like eyelash vipers. So, look at this, let me spin them around. I want to be really smooth with showing these guys off because I don't want them to stress. The fact that these guys have been raised for the past year in South Florida, and the parents have been in Florida for years on years on years, that has had them acclimated to this environment. Because obviously Florida is a lot more humid and wet in our air than it is in Arizona. In Arizona it's a lot more dry, higher elevation, it's a lot different. So it's kind of difficult to keep those desert species in Florida. A good example of them not being able to adapt is Gila monsters. Gila monsters are from the same environment of the speckled rattlesnake. They come from high elevation, dry area. So when they're moved to a place like South Florida where there's a lot of water in the air, there's a lot of humidity, people like my friend Justin, who are trying to breed animals from Arizona like Gila monsters, had difficulties because the elevation and the humidity is a lot more different. So the fact that these guys were raised in South Florida and born in South Florida makes a big difference in their survival. I'm keeping them in this room right now, which is a quarantine room that's a little bit drier and cooler, so it's perfect for this desert species. And we got on Aspen And let me see, I'm gonna just try and show you the snake a little bit. I don't want to harass him too much, I don't want to stress him out. I'm just gonna lift him so you can see him a little bit better. Look at that, look how beautiful that snake is. See that rattle? Gorgeous looking snake. But as you guys can see, this snake is looking incredible. I'm super stoked to have gotten this animal. Like I said, it's a year old, so it should potentially get over 2 feet long, or just about 2 feet long. Not a huge species of rattlesnake, but definitely one of the prettiest and one of my favorite species. So let me see if I can just get this little piece of poop right here. Don't bite me, good sir. Obviously never clean a reptile cage, a venomous reptile cage with the animal still in the enclosure. But you guys know I live a wild life. Okay, awesome. So like I said, this is a quarantine setup, nice and simple while they're small, so we can keep them from getting too stressed. There you go, that's one. I'll show you the second one. I love these snakes so much. Super stoked to have gotten them. All right, pop that lid open. Seems to be hiding inside here. Let's see, let me see if I can get the little, oh, there we go. Little buzz butt, look at that. And this one is like a really light tan color, almost like a caramel. Because if you looked at the other snake, the speckles going down its back and whatnot, they're very dark and almost black, whereas this one is very tan looking. So a bit of a different coloration. Plus, look at that rattle. What's funny is that these two snakes are from the same batch of babies. They're both about a year old, but this one's been shedding way more because you can see how many rattles he's developed versus his sibling. Look at that. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 beads on that rattle. He's shed his body 6 times in the past year. So that's awesome. Growing real good, eating real well. Joe wanted to make sure that these guys were holding down their meals before giving them to me, and I'm stoked. So thank you very much, Joe. I love these snakes. Beautiful white speckled rattlesnakes. An awesome ambassador species for the protected rattlesnakes back in their home range. We'll close that. Building up the rattlesnake collection. Nothing cooler than a bunch of rattlesnakes. Just like Mark McCarthy said, you can never have too many rattlesnakes. Right, Mark McCarthy? I had to rep his shirt in this video just because it was a rattlesnake themed episode. So anyways, comment below. What do you think we should name these white speckled rattlesnakes? What do you think we should name the Arizona black rattlesnake? Let me know, guys. You guys are really good with creating names, and I like the names you guys have come up before. King Tut, Ivy, all the different names for the anacondas. I love that stuff. So I'll see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, but most of all, stay gangster. I give you a 9. That was a great dive.